A lot of people have complained about the seemingly odd power scaling during the lead up to the Tournament of Power, and while I'm not here to refute this oddity, it may not be entirely random after all. Krillin's recent victory over Gohan during their little exhibition match has ruffled a few feathers to be sure. And while it's very much true that this fight was to show the viewers that there is more to a tournament/battle royale setting than just power levels, the preconceived power difference between Krillin and Gohan still seemed unsurmountable. Later in the episode, we see Krillin face off against Goku. And while Goku wasn't being beaten by Krillin, he was at one point under threat of it, causing Goku to, for a brief moment, actually have to try. Shortly afterwards, we see a beam struggle between Krillin and Super Saiyan Blue Goku, one where Krillin was seemingly holding his own. Now, while it's very apparent that Goku wasn't attempting to blow Krillin away, it was still a bit of a shock to many when Android 18 busts in and boots Goku's Kamehameha away with relative ease. Now, I'm not in the camp that believes that this is some sort of crazy power scaling, and that Krillin is now somehow on par with base level Goku, but it did get me thinking. Is there a canon means for the human characters to actually catch up? Where do each of these characters currently stand? But this also got me thinking about the flip side of this argument. And finally, I'll be addressing the name of this video. What if it's not just a matter of the humans getting stronger, but a matter of the Saiyans getting weaker? We've seen time and time again during the series what happens when you dull train. Krillin stops training and regresses to the point where bullets hurt him. Gohan stops training and he becomes a background character for the longest time. Yamcha, yes, Yamcha, always looked for shortcuts and would often slack off. And we see what happened to his progression. Namely, that he had none. But what about Goku and Vegeta? Well, yeah, they constantly train. The only characters who even compare to these two in terms of training are Piccolo and Tenshinhan. But I'm here to argue that their heavy focus on training their Super Saiyan Blue forms might be a detriment to their overall power. First off, why would a focus on training Super Saiyan Blue be an issue? Well, let's take a look back at the very beginning of Dragon Ball. We meet Goku, seemingly a 7-year-old boy at the time. He was, actually 12, but for the sake of the argument, this is besides the point. We see pudgy little Goku here whoop up on adult martial artists with muscles for days. Why? Why though? Why is pudgy little Goku able to simply outpower these hulking adults? Well, it's because of his ki. Muscle density isn't nearly as important in Dragon Ball as ki is. You build your ki up through training, whether you know you're doing it or not. In Dragon Ball, ki is made of 3 components: energy, courage, and mind. These are elements that are developed through training of each of these aspects. It's one of the reasons why Tenshinhan was such an anomaly to the Kame School gang when they first met him. While most characters at this point were training many aspects of their ki, very few had tapped as deeply as Tenshinhan did into their mind. With his ki alone, he could absorb physical attacks and repel ki blasts. So what does this have to do with Goku and Vegeta and their Super Saiyan Blue training? Well, it all has to do with Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God Ki, in that it's not regular ki. It's entirely different and stems from a different source. It seems pretty obvious how much more powerful God Ki is compared to human mortal ki. But Goku and Vegeta aren't gods. They're mortals. Mortals who revert back to their mortal forms when not in combat. While they train their godly ki, what becomes of their mortal ki? Will their mortal ki weaken as if from a lack of training? I'm not entirely certain myself, but there is some potential evidence going both ways on this. While in Battle of the Gods, we see Goku's mortal form adopt the power of his god transformation. But in Forgotten No F, we do see Goku one-shot by a weak blaster while in his base form. But I do believe this is a very important question that needs to be answered. As we know, this Tournament of Power is being conducted in regards not just to Goku's foolish request, but due to the weakened state of the universe's mortal levels. We really don't know what mortal levels means yet. I mean, there was even an argument between the Kaioshin over what the heck that even means. But the universes with the weakest mortal levels are being forced to compete in the Tournament of Power if they want to avoid destruction. But what does this have to do with God Ki and the potential weakening of Goku and Vegeta's mortal ki? Well, this is a tournament for universes to prove that their mortal level is high enough to be spared. Clearly, if gods were allowed to participate, these gods of destruction would be team captains, down in the ring fighting for their own survival too. But they're not. Clearly, this is a no gods allowed sort of deal. Next, we've already seen a handful of restrictions already placed on the fighters. No killing, no recovery items, and no flight outside of the ring, to name a few. But what if they drop another bombshell on the fighters? Specifically, no God Key. I mean, it would make sense, right? Why should godly powers be allowed when showcasing your universe's mortal level? If Goku and Vegeta are forced to fight in their mortal forms, suddenly this topic becomes a lot more interesting. And seeing as one of the themes of this arc seems to be showcasing the rest of the Z Warriors, this theory might actually hold water. I really don't have a final verdict regarding this, guys, but I would like to know what you guys think. Have you managed to dig up anything that would either confirm or deny this idea? Do you think it's possible that Mortal Ki, not being trained as much as it once was, could cause a dip in base form power? Let me know in the comments below. Also, this being my first video regarding Dragon Ball, please let me know what you think. I would like to cover more topics that haven't been extensively gone over already, but I'm sure you know that's going to be very tough to do. If you have any suggestions, let me know, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to be alerted to more Dragon Ball related content. I'm Undr, and I'll catch you all later.